right, it's Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge. You know the drill. Let's get right down to it. The veteran kicker, Robbie Gould, set to get us started. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go on 1st down and 10. Takes the give from Mahomes. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there, but that play got swallowed up.
The tight end, Kelsey, has it over the middle. And he's able to get up here to the 26. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Vick. Tries for Rice, intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
On the run, it's Ware. And he stopped immediately there. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the legend, Ray Nitschke. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
So here's Vic following the interception. Over the middle, that's caught by Ryan.
A nice catch there by Jerry Rice. And when you look at the yardage he compiled in his NFL career, it seems staggering at 22,985 yards. But let's put a little context with it.
Yeah, we ran the numbers earlier. Larry Fitzgerald, he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Justin Houston leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted. The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Deion Sanders in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. On the ground, this is Ware. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Now Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Frank Clark, he's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed an extra nickel. That's how they pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
Here comes Michael Vick now leading his offense back out there. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Here's Michael Vick. Out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep back over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
They will indeed go for it. Vick. Oh, and now Vick throwing another interception. Picked off around. The 37, and they're not able to convert on 4th down.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
There we go. Green, 90.
They go play action here on 1st down. It's complete to Chris Conley. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. An outstanding pickup there for the Chiefs. 52 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. In on the tackle there, Ray Nitsky, and his heyday, it was before my day, it was before your day, but he was something else.
Look, I can still see that 6'6" on his jersey, and him rattling running backs and getting after quarterbacks. He used to wrap his forearms up, and he just had a big flipper and come up and thump people in the chest. He was an absolute marvel. Playing in the linebacker position, especially right there in the middle. A Hall of Famer in 1978, and deservedly so.
Now here's Mahomes. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Terrell Suggs in there to drop it for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless 1st half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this 1st half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
So still no touchdowns in the 1st half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
First throw now for the backup Brady. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 44 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Anthony Hitchens leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Anthony Hitchens in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
He'll rifle this one. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Robert Foster, 40 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Gold now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Mahomes now on first down. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On first and 10, here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. The Chiefs will try and get to the line quickly. Mahomes to throw on second down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and that'll make it third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he checks this one down to Williams. Williams loses the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Brady. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to rifle one deep left. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Tom Brady leads the offense out for their next possession. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Tries for Rice, intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they'd struggled throughout this one.
And this carry not as productive. He swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it, rest of the game. And it does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it too. They sniff that out, don't they?
Everybody wants to swarm the football. You know the rule is first guy hold up the runner, everyone else try and get there and strip the ball free.
Mahomes now to throw, and he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Spencer Ware, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling.
And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 49. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it, Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 52 yards. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up, and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Well, of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
Yeah, my bad.
That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just 1 big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're 1 big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones in there to drop him for his 2nd sack now here tonight.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 45. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. He's just looking to keep this thing going. They were down at halftime. Now they've got a cushion on the scoreboard.
Bringing it each and every snap now, and you can tell the confidence has really risen with his unit. I think the halftime had to have done them some good. What they learned, what they gleaned, looking at those tablets, the pictures, and now they're really in sync.
Yeah, whatever they learned and gleaned, nice word, by the way. It's working right now. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run again with Ware. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4.
Here we go now. Blue 45.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Going deep here for Watkins. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. To throw, it's Brady. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady. Throw left side complete to Foster. And this will set them up nicely deep down in KC territory. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Into the red zone, it's Brady. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Robert Foster, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Gold to add the extra point. Gold with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. A four-play drive spanning 80 yards, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Gold now out to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now here comes Kansas City. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Mahomes will try again on second down. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime we have a
right.
defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Now Gold for the extra point. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pick up there on 20 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A gain of 6 there on first. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Here we go now. Green 90. Green 90.
Mahomes to throw once more. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And he'll be well short of a first down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. They'll look to throw. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. He'll look to throw. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but not. You got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Point after, right down the middle. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Like 20! Like 20!
Back to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Too bad. Can't win them all, though. Come back, try again. Thanks for playing the Madden Ultimate Team Solo Challenge.
It's time to punch one of two tickets to the Super Bowl. It's the coach, and this is the Madden Ultimate Team Playoffs. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll talk to you again at halftime, but for the call of this one, let's send it out to our EA Sports Broadcast team. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
The veteran kicker, Robbie Gould, set to get us started. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
We talk so often about his physical attributes. Of course, the Big Ben nickname, his ability to take hits in the pocket, his ability to extend plays and get outside of the pocket. But how about this for efficiency? Top 10 in career NFL passer rating, and he's one of the top 5 winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. That's pretty darn good.
Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. And incomplete to open things up.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Brian Urlacher, the big middle linebacker, in on the stop.
He has elite instincts. From his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Man open, that's Robert Foster, complete. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Gordon on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle.
Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. Look at the spin.
Balance.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Gold with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Back to the air, Roethlisberger after the pick six. And his first look is incomplete. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there. And now it's second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. Being chased out left. Scrambling, not particularly a Roethlisberger strong suit, but he does get the job done there and gets a first. Big Ben, not the most agile quarterback in NFL history, but he can use those legs when he needs to.
He really can, and I think it starts with him taking contact and shedding people trying to get him on the ground. That's when he becomes the most elusive.
Yeah, something he honed back at the University of Miami in Ohio.
Yeah, and they didn't get him down in the MAC. It's hard to get him down in the NFL.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They go play action with Roethlisberger. And that's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's caught inside the 35. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Robert Foster, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Gold now out to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. And they've got it here with a first down. Roethlisberger will throw. It's complete to his tight end, Charles Clay. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first. First down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, first and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Deion Sanders in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. Two minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And the Steelers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
When you think about big-time middle linebackers, you do think about the strength and the force that they play with, as we just saw there from Brian Urlacher. But what an athlete. Remember, he was a safety in college at the University of New Mexico.
And the NFL Defensive Player of the Year back in 05 also Bears all-time leading tackler, almost 1,800 of them. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Steelers set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a leg. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Looking right side of, he's got a man. That's Foster. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. It's Coleman here, pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Tevin Coleman, a 3-yard touchdown run, and the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And Tevin Coleman polished it off with a touchdown run. Gold now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. All right, here now a look at A.J. Green. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. This is Gordon on the dump off. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the Steelers on third down. They've only converted one. Once and 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Brian Urlacher coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down again. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I know you don't get anything extra for degree of difficulty, but maybe you should. He's done absolutely everything in this game today, including laying out for that one.
It's a play fake. Now Vick. Throw left side, complete to Foster. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Robert Foster, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable that they even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease board. Stop them defensively, get the ball back from the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. On the stop, it's Ray Nitschke.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now Roethlisberger. But he's got it to Hurns. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Brandon, that's a tough guy right there. He knew that was going to happen. In other words, he'll have to absorb that hit. How about him securing the football, turning the legs a little bit, and gaining what he needed for a first down?
Well, that's the deal. On third down, these guys, they know where the sticks are. He obviously knew right there.
And if you want to be a dependable third down receiver, you've got to be willing to absorb those types of hits and make those sort of plays.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Charles Clay is tied in the intended target, and it's third down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
Now Roethlisberger, and that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. So from the 36 now. First and 10.
Right 20. Right 20.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. First and 15 following the delay of game.
Quick.
Vic goes play action. And he gets this out to Foster on the right side. The 20, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Robert Foster, 69 yards. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Gold to add the extra point. Gold with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Gold now out to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule.
Welcome back live to Orlando. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger looking for his tight end Clay, and it's intercepted. Picked up by 9-time Pro Bowler Ed Reed. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he loses the football a second time. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his own sideline. Does he continue to do that? Do you keep him in that role, or do you bring someone else?
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Gold now out to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Over the middle here to Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw again is Roethlisberger. Catch made right side by Wilson. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And that one results in 35 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made it.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Brian Urlacher in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They have the big cushion here in the final stages of this one. I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly. And now the final moments of this one. Now they're going to throw it here with Vick. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Vic now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. It'll be Vic once more. Throw left side complete. That's Foster. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now here's Vic, and this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners
who
had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that.
And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Snatched by the safety and Reed. And he returns it into enemy territory down the 45.
It's time to punch one of 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. It's the coach, and this is the Madden Ultimate Team Playoffs. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Javon Curse in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Second down, Vic. And this one is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Off the play fake, Vic. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. He's at the 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Robert Foster, 81 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead.
That appeared like any routine NFL quarterback, but it was Michael Vick from the pocket, throws a touchdown pass. I just think about the transformation throughout his career. From Atlanta, where he would take off and go at just about the drop of a hat and turn defenses into mush. And then by the end of his career in Philadelphia, where he completed passes like we just saw from the pocket, yet still had those great legs, when necessary, to help get him out of trouble.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
And quickly to his tight end, Clark. That's caught. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On second down, Williams. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it with Williams. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Foster. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Robert Foster with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Gold now out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Vic on second down. Goes underneath for Bell. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And they've got it here with a 1st down.
Right 90, right 20, right cut.
Here's Michael Vick. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Howard. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
He finds Roberts, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
And how about that throw? We saw a combination of elite arm strength and obviously the ability to move the sticks with that completion. But it's the way that he throws the ball. So compact, yet the ball comes off of his hand and it just whistles to the receiver.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
190.
To throw, Vic. And this is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Vic operating on first down. Throw left side, complete to Foster. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Robert Foster on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. One play, a long touchdown pass into the end zone. Gold now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle is going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. First down, Vic. He'll get it in the hands of Clark, complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Vic now from the 50. And again he finds Clark. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
White 20.
On 1st and 10, here's Vic. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
He got 29 yards that time.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. He's at the 50. 30. Past the 20. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Gold with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
He's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. A first down throw coming for Vick. Wide open, that's Clark. They lost him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And Gold is able to put it through, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Vick will look to throw on first down. He's got a man, complete. That's it for the first half. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is
you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
On play action, Vick going deep for Hopkins. And that's caught inside the 35. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
3rd and short, and you're just trying to pick up a first down. Maybe run the football, throw a little short route. Pretty gutsy maneuver there. They took that thing downtown, and it paid off.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. An agile move, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Let's go. White 20.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone. Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Here's Vick. And he's going to lose yardage here. As they will switch ends as time is run. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And Gold is able to put it through. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he'll get this one down. To about the 10-yard line.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go. Make the play as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
On 3rd down, Vick. And that is incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Time for a break. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Well, they're going to throw it here with Vick. He gets this out to Foster on the right side. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out. This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Tevin Coleman taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
Gold able to tack on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a second down throw for Vick. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and it's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it?
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
Throwing, Vick. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Play action now. Vick under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. And now here comes their final timeout, as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Vic to throw it. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are...